Good morning. Welcome to your Wednesday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, and the synchronicities for today just are boggling my mind. So I hope they will boggle your mind a little bit too, because when we're boggled, I think we're open to change and growth and seeing things from a different perspective, etc. So, good morning to whomever just popped on. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. It's Peggy. Hello, Peggy. Thank you for joining in today. And oops, we got someone else there too. If you want to say hi, then I'll know who else is here. Glad to see you all popping on. We have an amazing card today, and I want to give you a little history leading up to the card. And then, good morning, Carolyn. Welcome, welcome. And then we'll jump into our reading. But, good morning, Gwen. Hello, hello. Glad you are here. So today is actually the 3rd anniversary of my mom transitioning, and that feels auspicious. That feels like there's energy around that will be beneficial to us. Good morning, Lucy. Welcome, welcome. So yesterday I had my morning breakfast group, my ladies who I just love, and one of my ladies, Flo, was talking about a psychic that she listens to. And if you all wouldn't mind sending Flo some good energy, she fell yesterday and hit her nose and had a bloody nose, and she's turning 80 this year, so needs some good juju to. But she was present. She showed up. That's Flo. Good morning, Holly. Glad you are here. But I'd just like to give her a shout out and send her some good energy for healing. She was talking about a psychic out of the UK, Amanda Ellis, who I've listened to here and there. And she said that the reading that Amanda did this past weekend, talking about this week that we're in right now. Thank you, Lucy. She will appreciate it. That there's difficulties in this week. It's going to be a rocky week. We're at Wednesday. We're at hump day. You guys can see whether or not there's rockiness going on in your world. But she's also talking about the broader global stage, that there's some shakeups going on, and in the long run they'll be for the good, but as we're in them it can be kind of hard to keep a positive focus in the muck and mire. So I just thought it was a really profound, helpful reading that you might want to watch. So if you go to YouTube and you just put in the search bar Amanda Ellis, she'll come up, and the most recent reading was from like this past weekend. So, but just some really good stuff there about staying solid within yourself, just keeping your feet on the ground, staying grounded when stuff is swirling around. So the image that I get was kind of, yes, Amanda Ellis, you got it. Kind of like the tree standing in the storm, and the top of the tree is just whipping, but it's still rooted. It's still rooted. So that's what our card is addressing today on some level, and I think it's going to be a very helpful card for a lot of us. So I'll just show you the image first. So notice her hands. There's light energy coming down from her hands. You can see the full moon. You can see that full moon. And there were 3 things that Amanda was talking about. It was the new moon, moving into Taurus energy, my sign, yay. And she did some really, yes, don't be surprised if this explains your night last night, Cindy, absolutely. And that's the comfort that I get from this stuff, when she can ahead of time say, this is what you might experience, and then it happens. It's less frightening. It's less frightening. So that's useful. Another Taurus, yes, yes, yes. So she was talking about how Taurians have really lovely energy in her book. She said, we're practical, we're pragmatic, we're grounded, we're just the ones who show up and make sure things are taken care of and are just really practical folks to have around. We are very grounding for other people, which I kind of think, that's one of the reasons you all pop on in the morning, is to kind of ground, center, and go. So let me read the card. I'll show you again so you can look at the card while I'm giving you the information, and then we'll talk some more. Calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation. That's what we're aiming for today. Peaceful self-regulation. This high priestess of light brings her deeper powers of healing energy to the earth and to your life. The elk antlers she's wearing on her golden crown act as antennae. They receive guidance and power from the universal light, which she then channels into the earth and the waters below. Again, my thing is, we can exchange energy with Mother Earth. We can send her healing energy. She can send us healing energy. As you walk Mother Earth, feel through the soles of your feet that every step is a prayer. You're praying for Mother Earth. She's sending healing, loving energy to us. I like that. That feels really, again, solid and grounding, right? Her peaceful alignment, or her peaceful intentions are of balance and alignment. As she brings peace to the planet, she also calls you to calm the waters within your own life. We are made up of a whole lot of water. So when we drive past a body of water and send it blessings, we're also blessing ourselves, given how made up of water we are. As I add a little more to the hopper. It's time for you to take an honest look at your daily energy. Hear that again. It's time for you to take an honest look at your daily energy. Are things too hectic for you to maintain a calm approach to your tasks? You may feel you have no control, but you can and you must regulate the pace of your everyday activities, always devoting some time to your own peaceful priorities. That is my morning. That's talking to all of you. That's doing my meditation. That's doing my journaling. That's my time. Yes, and blessing the water we drink. If you just hold your hands over your water and send a peaceful intention into that water, how beautiful that is for the water and for us. If you look at the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, he took water crystals from various places or samples of water and blessed some of them, yelled at some of them, did a variety of different things with the water, and then took pictures of the crystals. And it's very interesting to see. So when we're sending love energy to the Great Lakes, please send love energy to our Great Lakes. There's so many things we need to be addressing there. And interestingly, I want to point out we had a preparatory Zoom call last night. I'm flying out to Detroit tomorrow. We'll still have time for YEMIG because I don't leave until the afternoon. And then I fly back on Friday, so it's going to be a whirlwind little tour. But all of Friday is a planning to set our goals and our agenda for this next year for Michigan Interfaith Power and Light, which is a board I sit on that is about bringing green energy mainly to faith communities, to the churches, because they're low-hanging fruit in terms of we really want them to be energy efficient, given that many of them sit all week long with nobody there. So if we can do solar, if we can do wind, if we can do geothermal, fabulous. This group mostly focuses on solar, but doesn't mean the others aren't going to be coming along more so also. Anywho, the man who's going to be the facilitator for this group and our process laid out the agenda. And there was one agenda item that was, let me see if I can find it. Do I have it sitting right here? Nope, I think it's over here. Anywho, the gist of it was that we were going to fight the bad, embrace the good, expand on certain things, blah, blah, blah. And I made a point of let's not waste our energy fighting the bad. Because when we push against something, what happens? It resists. Good morning, Diane. Glad you are here. What we resist persists. So rather than fighting against something, I think we're better off heading a different direction. That was the Mother Teresa quote about if you have an anti-war rally, don't invite me. If you have a pro-peace rally, I'll be there. So it's what do we want? Focusing on that. What do we want? So this High Priestess of Light wants peace. And to that end, she's sending peaceful energy she's bringing it in through her crown, she's sending it out through her hands to Mother Earth and to the waters. So what do we want? Let's keep going here. That was a little riff, sorry. It's time for you to take an honest look at your daily energy. Are things too hectic for you to maintain a calm approach to your tasks? You may feel you have no control, but you can and you must regulate the pace of your everyday activities, always devoting some time to your own peaceful priorities. So again, my morning time, but also in structuring my work day to day. I have 2 people I'm talking to today who are interested in coaching programs, and so I do a discovery call with them. It's about a half-hour Zoom where we go over their answers to questions on this little questionnaire. It's 5 questions, I think. Good morning, Anelia. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. So I've set it up. I've adjusted my schedule such that if I've got a half an hour one, I don't slap another half an hour one in right after and churn through people. I want to be present. I want to be attentive. I want to hear what they have to say. I want time to chew on it afterwards. So I've got a half hour one, a half hour break, a half hour one, a half hour break. Then I have a regular client, etc., etc. So it's pacing my day so that it isn't chaos, right? And that it isn't like much of our current medical system, which is 15 minutes, churn them in, churn them out, give them their prescription, blah, blah, blah. That is not good care. I think we can all agree that is not good care. So back to our calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation. The waters of life run deep, and there are often deeper personal lessons than you may be aware of. And I love that idea because I really have gotten that idea in terms of setting up the intentional community I want to build. The intentional community is the vehicle, but there is far deeper work going on in this process as I'm talking to people, as I'm bringing people together to see what their interest level is, etc. There's far deeper work here than merely building this community. And the same for all of you. You go to work every day if you're still working. You go to work every day and you do your job, but there's far deeper stuff happening there than simply working. One of which is your communication and connection with your coworkers. That stuff ripples out. So if you come in Merry Sunshine and you bless someone's day with your good mood and attitude, they then go home and share that with their family. If you come in Susie Sourpuss and rain on their parade, they then go home probably in not as good a place as they could have been, and that ripples out. What kind of ripples would you like to create today? Just asking. All right. So let's see. You do have the ability to be self-directed, set boundaries, create balance, and stay calm and spirit connected, even in the middle of personal or professional storms. In the face of an unending and sometimes frantic demands of life, this card is telling you to stop and trust in the unwavering truth of your soul's universal connection. One of the other things Amanda Ellis said in her reading was, one of the cards that she flipped was poison. And she was talking about social media and how social media overall has a very poisonous, toxic effect on human beings. And yes, I am aware I am using social media right now. But the important thing is, am I using it to try to spread the good, or am I using it to drag people down, to frighten people, to whatever? So what I have decided for myself after watching her reading yesterday is I'm taking a social media break. I will be doing my YEMIGs in the morning, and I will be following up on the comments that people have. But once it's posted, I'm kind of done. I'm not going to be scrolling through stuff. I'm not going to be allowing myself to be provoked by negativity. I'm going to stay surrounded in this light of good and healing and positivity, etc. Because those of us who are thought leaders, those of us who are of the light, need to be sharp on our game right now. Because again, we are trodden through some difficult times. And a la Winston Churchill, if you find yourself walking through hell, keep walking. Keep walking. So as one of the people who I view myself as a leader, I'll be out front. I'll be holding the lantern. Follow. Come along. Many of you are meant to be leaders also. And lead doesn't mean you have to be out front, because there's that famous Gandhi quote also, "There go my people. I am their leader." We can lead from behind also, and we can be more silent leaders. We can lead through our example. We don't have to be everybody on Facebook doing this kind of thing, but there are those who lead by example. They show up all the time. They find the need and fill it. They see a job that needs doing, they do it. They comfort others. They stand strong and solid, which then gives other people an anchor when the world upheaves, which it does, and which this week is one of the weeks where things are going to be tumultuous. Knowing that, just knowing that can be helpful, right? All right, so let's see here. Your peaceful yet profound faith will calm the swirling waters and bring the blessed resolutions you desire. So if someone comes to you and said, "Oh my God, did you hear about so-and-so? It's terrible, horrible, awful," rather than going down that hole with them, hold your space. That's really sad. That's really upsetting. Let's send some love that direction. Let's send some healing energy. What could we do that would be of use? Do we want to make a donation to something? Do we want to bathe that whole situation in healing energy, healing love, whatever it is? Again, we don't have to commiserate with the "ain't it terrible, horrible, awful." Yes, Gwen says she feels like she's a behind leader. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. And it is a position that's been denigrated. If you look at women in the church, most often women have been relegated to that coming from behind kind of a thing. Maybe it's the choir director. Maybe it's one of the nuns, whatever. They haven't gotten the big billboards like the priests have. Good morning, Mel. Why can't I say Mel? Hi, good morning. I'm on a roll here. But they're still doing the work. And I've always said, given the faith I was raised in, where women haven't been valued to the level they need to be, that if the women all walked out of the church would collapse. It would collapse. It is the women who make shit happen there. They may not be the figurehead, and I have a friend who is a nun who is damn mad about the fact that she couldn't become a priest, and she would have been really good at it. Again, we need more of that community energy being created, and that is something that the divine feminine is head and shoulders ahead of the divine masculine on. And again, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine, but it's bringing that energy forward and allowing it to be as valued as the divine masculine energy, right? So that leading from behind is a divine feminine way of leading. Again, I tend to lean more toward the divine masculine. I've worked really hard to bring my divine feminine more online and to create a balance. But there are those who lead from the front, there are those who lead from within the middle, in the pack, and those who lead from behind, doing the things that all need to be done, right? So all of them are incredibly valuable. All of them. Here is our affirmation. And Cindy, if you'd like to put it in the feed, I would greatly appreciate it. I have the infinite source of peace and calm within me. I have the infinite source of peace and calm within me. I direct my life with balance each day. I direct my life with balance each day. That means having the divine feminine and the divine masculine on board and moving relatively seamlessly between them. Much of the belches, wheezes, and coughs we are seeing in our world right now is that shift from all divine masculine, thank you, Cindy, I appreciate it, to more of a balance of divine masculine and divine feminine. And some of the divine masculine structures that we have created need to crash and burn. Some we can tweak and bring in the divine feminine energy and smooth out that balance. Others are just going to have to crash and burn. Kind of the Kali energy, Kali, goddess of destruction in the interest of rebirth. So that was one of the cards that Amanda Ellis pulled also, was that idea of there has to be the destruction, the death, in order for the rebirth to happen. So it might be an old tree dies, and when it hits the ground, there's still, let's say it's a maple and you got the helicopters, there's still helicopters on there. Some of those are going to take root and grow. So out of death comes birth. She had some interesting comments on the young souls that have come to Earth to help us make this up level, help us make this transition. And she sees the suicide rate, that high suicide rate among current teens, as being related to that. These beautiful souls have come here to help this struggling planet rise up energetically, and it's a huge burden. So the more we can do to support youth and lighten things up and help them see that this may not all get taken care of in one lifetime. It may not. But moving the needle forward, each of us doing our piece of moving the needle forward is huge. Is huge. I can't tell you the relief I felt when I heard someone say, "You don't have to do it all this lifetime, Bonnie." And I'm like, oh, I can do what I can do here and now. Staying in the present moment, but also having some plans for the future that can be modified when the universe says, nope, that's not the direction I want you to go. But putting energy into that and allowing that and being okay with it may not all be pretty tied up in a bow by the time I vacate this planet. So I have the infinite source of peace and calm within me. I direct my life with balance each day. If we live that, even 80% today, it's going to be a good day. It is going to be a good day. So I wish that for you. I wish the calming of the waters, the peaceful self-regulation, the absolute unwillingness for any of us to get caught up in the whirlwind, the maelstrom of crap that's going on right now. Because if you're standing in front of that fan and someone's chucking the crap at it, who's going to get hit? So go about your things, look for beauty, share beauty with others, do some little kindnesses today. It might be you find something beautiful. Yes, that's a beautiful idea, Gwen. Look at life as a relay race. We do our part, then we hand off the baton to the next person. And I certainly feel like I have done that with regard to trauma work. I did my 30 years of trauma work. Now I'm moving on to other things. Now I'm moving on to let's uplift each other. And there are younger people stepping into doing the trauma work for those who need it. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of heart and soul, a lot of brain power, a lot of everything to be a trauma therapist. And 30 years was enough. So moving on to other things now. So here's our card again, just so you can see that beautiful moon. So because we are at the new moon, be thinking about what seeds of intention do I want to plant right here, right now? What seeds of intention? And then we are going to tend those, water them, weed them, pat the soil down, send them sun blessings, all kinds of good things. And then we have to wait for them to pop up to the surface. So we're planting seeds right now. Then at the full moon in a couple of weeks, we take a look at what has blossomed, what has come up, what do I continue to attend to, what new seeds do I want to plant, etc., etc. All right, so have an awesome day. Calm the waters. Practice peaceful self-regulation. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate the blessings for Flo. And she's feisty. She is feisty, so she will be fine, I'm sure. But sending her healing energy, I greatly appreciate that. For those of you who missed it, my friend Flo, who's turning 80 this year, tripped and did a faceplant yesterday. And didn't think she broke her nose, but had a pretty good bloody nose. And she probably has black eyes today, etc. So thank you, Gwen. I appreciate it. Have an awesome day. See you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are, including stepping into your leadership role wherever you're meant to be, in the front, in the middle, in the back. All good. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.